So everybody, now I'll actually take you into the word-by-word script that I would use if I was on a sales call. Now, before I actually get into it, I want to show you guys the Copy Starter Kit. As you can see here, we have tons and tons and tons of free resources. Like I can click down on all these drop-down menus. I can look at all these resources. This is just one folder. This is the other folder. And of course, all the scripts and all the things and templates that you see in this very video that I'm recording right now will be inside here. We also have copywriting templates and outreach templates. So literally everything you need to become a full-time copywriter is right here in the free Copy Starter Kit that you can get down in the link in the description. So with all of that being said, now it's time to actually go through and talk about the script that I might use if I was on a sales call. Now, of course, like again, I need to stress, this is not a word for word script, but this is what it may look like. So again, after the rapport building part, after the boring part, you can say, can you tell me a little bit about your business? So this is a super open-ended question. I mean, you might want to narrow it down a little bit. So can you tell me a bit about your business and how you guys are making sales right now, or where your leads are coming from, or what you're doing with email marketing, or things like this, right? And then the client will tell you, okay, well, and this is an example, we're currently focusing on converting as much of our audience as we can. This means maximizing conversions on webinars and promos, okay? So I've heard this. This is something that a lot of my clients have had troubles with. So not troubles, but this is what they want to improve on. So let's say that they have a whole audience of 100,000 subscribers 100,000 followers on Instagram, right? 100,000 followers on Instagram, but only about 50 of them have actually bought, or maybe 100 of them have actually bought. Well, instead of focusing on, okay, well, we need to get more followers, they're more of concerned with, we need to make the product as good as possible, and we need to convert as much of the audience as we can as possible by giving them crazy value, and of course, making the webinar and the webinar conversions as perfect as possible, which is where email comes in and copywriting comes in, because copywriting and of course email marketing and also landing page creation are a couple big things that you can do to improve conversion rates on all of those. So, I got a little bit of a copywriting lesson there as well. So, okay, what are the current things you're working on in order to convert as much of your audience as possible? These sorts of questions are very important as well, okay? So you get clear on what their goal is, how they're trying to reach their goal, and what they've tried to do before in the past. The client might say, well, making the webinars better, giving out more value, hyping up the webinars more, and also tweaking our offers and promos. Okay, perfect. And the copywriter, you, might say, have you tried a lot of things around email marketing with your webinars and promos? So this is also important because you want to know, like, if they've had a copywriter before, why they don't have a copywriter right now. If they do have a copywriter right now, I mean, there's a whole bunch of different reasons as to why they could or could not. Sometimes here, they might tell you something like, yeah, I worked with some guys and they said they could make me all this money, but it never worked out, or it just wasn't the right fit, or whatever, right? And then you can dig deep on why exactly, because this gives you a better idea as to what they're trying to avoid and how they've been burned before in the past. And you can find out what they're looking for by understanding what they have not looked for and gotten in the past. So like a lot of them will say, well, I've been burned in the past. People said that they could make me money. I spent a bunch of money on them and then I didn't make any back, right? In this situation, the client says, no, not really. It is something that you think could help, right? Email marketing. And then as a copywriter, you can kind of inform them, right? So this is essentially where is the next section where you guys are talking about how you can help and what exact things that you can implement into their business to help it grow, to help them make more money at what they're trying to do. Now, note that this usually doesn't come down to, hey, you're a copywriter, I want you to come and write copy for my business. 9 times out of 10, it comes down to, hey, I have this problem and I want to make more money. And if I solve this problem, I'll make more money. Can you help with that? And you as a copywriter has to come in and show them how you can help with that. Because here's the thing, 100% of business owners want to make more money. Probably like 5 to 10% of businesses are in desperate need of a copywriter to the point where they're looking for a copywriter, okay? So if you show up and your specialty is being able to make them money instead of just writing copy, then you're gonna close so many more sales, okay? Because really what you're doing is you're coming at it from an angle that is more aligned with what they actually want rather than just something that they think might work. Like maybe they'll think copywriting might make them more money, but they're not looking to just hire a copywriter just to write the copy and get it done. They would only hire a copywriter if that copywriter had the skill to make them more money, which is what you have and what you have to show them. So in this example, well, email marketing is a great way to build a relationship with people and have them get notified when you're going live, right? So a big thing with webinars, is another little marketing lesson, is that in order to get as many conversions as possible, as many sales, you need as many people on the webinar as possible. You know, it kind of goes without saying, but it's true. And email is a huge way that you can do that because you can hype up the webinar, you can hype everything up, tell everybody how great it's going to be. So it's crucial for nurturing hype and also maximizing live viewers, thus increasing your overall audience conversion, like you said you were working on, right? And exactly. So we want to use the exact phrases and words that they use, okay? And this is what I was talking about when I said you want to ask them a lot of questions so that you get a lot of ammo. Because this is something we can use to show them exactly how we can do what they said. Now, the client says, that's true. I'd be willing to give it a shot. What does your offer look like? Okay, great. And the copywriter might say, well, since, like you said, you're not doing much with email right now, I say we'd start simple with some reusable emails and automations, then also build some nurture emails and some promo emails. That sound like something you'd be open to? Boom. Okay, so when you're on sales calls, you're usually going to want to start small, okay? Start small unless it's like a referral client and they're like, yeah, I want to get you on retainer right now and just do everything and like they know you from the past. But if they're still pretty skeptical about you, which they usually are, especially if they came from outreach, you're going to want to just give them a low risk offer. You're going to want to be like, okay, well, let's start small. Let's start with a few emails. Let's start with an email sequence. Let's start with an automation. And then you tell me the quality of the work, how many sales I've gotten you. And then, of course, we can move on from there. Client says, yeah, sure. You say, okay, great. Is it cool that we start now, or is there anything stopping us from moving forward? Or can I simply start setting it up today? Client says, yeah, we can set it up today. What's your price? Boom. Okay. Again, leads you into the next part. Copywriter says, okay, now this is important. So my rates are usually $150 per email. And then setting up the automation too would be a whole another fee. But since we're building a bunch of services together, I'd say starting out with something small like $700 would be fair, just to kind of bundle it all up and together. Usually we just split this into 2 payments, half before and half after. And then this is important. This is important. Every good salesperson in the world does this, okay? You shut up. You shut up. You say the price and then you stop talking. A lot of the times, and this will absolutely kill you on a sales call, people will say the price and then they'll start rambling on and justifying the price and talking about random stuff like nobody cares, okay? The thing is, when you say the price, you don't want them to sit there and be able to think of a way to get off the call or a way to give you an objection or a way to give you an obstacle or any of this, okay? You want their God's honest, true opinion on what the price is. And the only way you're going to get that is if you shut up, okay? One way that I've seen, I actually saw my mentor do this. It was pretty funny, but I knew the trick. So whenever we were on the call and he says the price, and then he just takes a sip of his water, right? So he takes his water and he starts drinking it. So he stops talking. And then I knew exactly what he was doing. So then I stopped talking. We were at this really funny standoff. But you need to just stop talking. And then they'll say something like, yeah, I don't know. That seems like a little bit too much, right? Or they'll say, yeah, I mean, we could try that if you're really sure that it could work. And then you just go ahead and give them a little bit more confidence that you can do what you're saying you can do. Or they'll just say, yeah, sure, whatever sounds good, if they're, super confident that you can actually do the job. And that's absolutely it. That's all you need. That's what a sales call usually looks like. No crazy sales tactics. You just chill, hang out with the business owner, ask them a few questions, and then you go in for the close. And of course, just like I said, you can actually download this script and many, many, many others inside of the free copy starter kit down below in the description. That is it for today, everybody. And of course, I will see you guys on the next one. Go out there and close some clients. Peace.